השאלה הראשונה שלנו תלפיך זה אם קיבלת איזושהי טובת הנאה אתה או מי מבני משפחתך בעשור האחרון מאנשי עסקים בעלי הון.
הדבר הזה שהוא מטורף בסדרות בסדרי עולם, ומנסים כאן להפעיל ראש ממשלה על שטויות.
Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakakodash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Akiam. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakakodash, all praises and glory is due. And that's right, you guessed it, we are talking about the bibi files today, right? And really what and all it entails. So I was just recently watching the bibi files, the actual documentary, right? Because I actually saw it, available. I forget exactly where. Both the bibi documentary and the Fauci documentary, and they were both going in depth into exactly what Bibi Milkowski, right, Benjamin Netanyahu and Fauci were guilty of. And the major thing that they focused on, especially in the bibi files, was the fact that Fauci had multiple cases pending on him about exactly what you see on the screen right now: bribery and corruption, right, receiving of gifts, and basically just the regular political scandal, right, corruption, embezzlement and all that. And this is just showing you the level of wickedness that goes on in all these high offices, especially in political offices, right? Because I was actually speaking on this recently. I just touched on it a little bit, and I've been meditating on it a lot, because usually hear all these cases of all these different what's what I'm looking for right now, all these different enforcement organizations, right? The police, the army, the rangers, and all these criminal investigation type of organizations or institutions, right? The ones that deal in crime, where you have a scandal go on internally, in them, and they don't investigate it properly, right? Showing you that there is no integrity within their institution, and really there is no integrity in Babylon the Great, because ultimately, right, the way in which your regular average Joe, your regular average people in this Babylonian system is being judged and investigated and punished for crimes is not the same way that these higher ups, right, whether these low level elites or the high level elites are being punished. It's a two-tier system. I believe that's what they call it, a two-tier system. And let me see if I can get the definition for that, where you have a double standard when it comes to crime and punishment. Let's get that. So this is a two-tier system. Okay, yeah, it is used to describe something that is organized in two levels or stages. Okay, so let me see if we can find. I think it's two-tier system of justice. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, two-tier justice system. Let's see if we can get the definition for that, because it seems that the two-tier system is very specific. Well, let's see if we can get the definition for that. Well, let's just get the definition for the word two-tier. Okay. A two-tier system is a type of payroll system in which one group of workers receive lower wages and or employee benefits than another. The two-tier system of wages is usually established for one of these three reasons. The employer wishes to better compensate more senior and ostensibly more experienced and productive workers without increasing overall costs. The employer wishes to establish a pay for performance or merit pay. Okay, and basically, when I'm talking about the two-tier system, I'm talking about the double standards in crime and punishment in Esau's system, right? Showing that there is no integrity in this system, and showing you just how corrupt, okay, and wicked this system is. the ways of Esau, Edom are not equal. Man, this Esau is the devil, right? And that's how all the laws in this kingdom are constructed. They are constructed with loopholes in mind, so that these higher level elites are able to just skirt through it. That's why you always hear about how the rich, they don't pay taxes, right? And then they get arrested, and then they get hemmed up or arrested for investigated for tax fraud, and they have to now pay and then they have to now pay a certain fine for the tax fraud, and it turns out that the fine they pay for the tax fraud is even lower than what they would actually pay in taxes. So in a way, that was just a method of them, cheating the system when it comes to taxes, right? And that's exactly what is going on right here with these BB files. It's showing you the levels of wickedness that Esau is involved in, specifically when it comes to law. Okay, that's what I want to focus on right now, because right initially, before this whole October 7th situation, before the whole situation with Gaza and everything, you had Bibi Milkowski, Benjamin Netanyahu being investigated for exactly that, bribery and corruption. And notice that the mainstream media isn't even speaking on this, and the mainstream media, even with this documentary coming out, the mainstream media still isn't making any mention of it, right? You didn't hear anything about the documentary concerning the BB files, right? But if it was a surviving R. Kelly, right, or surviving P. Diddy documentary, it would be all over the news. CNN will be reporting on it, because now the big thing that CNN is reporting on is the Syrian president being ousted. Bashir al-Assad being ousted, and how the new and how the UK and the US is trying to create ties with the new Syrian government in order to create quote unquote peace in the Middle East, right? But what they won't go into is the state of Israel sending troops into Syria to try to occupy some of the areas there. What they also won't go into what's currently going on with Benjamin Netanyahu, and how he's being not only investigated but charged with various crimes, including I think he was charged by the ICC, right? And there's a warrant for his arrest that is out, which of course means that he can't, flee to some certain countries for sanctuary. Right. So let's go to them. So let me just start getting some presets, because this is because that was just a backdrop, and that was what was coming to my mind while watching this documentary about this is the level of corruption that goes on in Esau's system every single day. And it's only in the state of Israel. It's in Babylon the Great. It's in it's basically all over the earth, right? Anywhere that has adopted this madness that Esau pushes, called democracy. That's why all these democratic nations are basically failed states, right? Because this was a system that was set up by the devil, by Esau Edom, right? And which is by Esau Edom, who is the wicked, and nothing that this devil can set up can ever be righteous, right? After all, it's not written, let favor be shown to. Let me get that precept. That should be the book of Jeremiah 26 verse 10, I believe. Let me get that precept. Okay, Isaiah 26 verse 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly. I will not behold the majesty of Yahweh. Let's go to the book of Micah, the second chapter, because this is how Esau operates. Esau can't set up a justice system because these devils are not a just people, right? They do not know and they do not understand how to be just or how to do justice. So the idea of Esau setting up a justice system, or even a system of rulership, or even a righteous government is not even possible. Okay, Micah 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And that's exactly how the elites of Esau Edom operate. They wake up every day looking for what other form of wickedness they can perform on the earth. And the reason why this whole situation between Israel and Gaza is still ongoing is because of Benjamin Netanyahu, right? And of course, also, right, like I said, the corruption doesn't just stop at Israel or at the state of Israel. It continues on to all the other nations that are in the West. And really, if you really want to go into it, right, all democratic systems that are set up all over the world, but we're focusing mainly on the state of Israel and the West as well. That's why, if you go into the news right now, you see that Joe Biden, right, as he's going out, just signed a bill to grant another 9 billion in aid to the state of Israel. Let's get that. Let's get that. While you Edomites were busy chatting about H-1B visas and how the Indians are stealing your jobs, Biden just sent another care package for the state of Israel. That's money that could have gone to the American people. Not that it matters anyway, because we already know that all these things are happening because of for the to advance the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. So yeah. Okay, so this is the one that is going to, and look at that. Not only is he sending it to, and look at that, not only is he sending it to the state of Israel, but he is also sending it to Ukraine as well. So these are the headlines right here. US plans 8 billion arms sale to Israel. Biden signs aid package with 17 billion for Israel. Okay, this one is old news, 2024. This one is old news. A lot of these are going back to 2024, but this is just showing you exactly what we're talking about here, because you have all these articles going back last to 2024, where you have various bills and various aid packages that are being signed and sent to the state of Israel, and this is the only one that has the information right here, and it's actually 8 billion in aid to the state of Israel, right? And then you now have another one being sent to Ukraine. Okay, this one is also old news. This one is also old news. So this one is also old news, going back 2024. So let me see if I can get more articles going into the money that Biden wants to send to Israel, because I don't really want to use only one article as a source. Here it is. Scoop: Biden notifies Congress of 8 billion arms sale to Israel. Biden plans to send 8 billion arms shipment to Israel. Okay, so he's not actually sending money. He's sending weapons worth 8 billion, right? US announces 8 billion in arms sale to Israel. And you can see the articles right here, the headlines going into this, how Biden is sending aid to the state of Israel right now. That just shows you, the level of wickedness that Esau has, because and these Edomites know that the state of Israel doesn't need those weapons, that they are perfectly capable of wiping out the Palestinians without it, right? But they still do that as well because they are the wicked, right? Because it shouldn't be a surprise to you when you hear about a politician somewhere in the world being investigated for corruption, being investigated for bribery, for taking bribes, because this government that you see set up in this kingdom was set up by Esau Edom. So let me finish this up and go to the next precept. Micah 2 verse 2, and they covered fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, which is exactly what bibi is doing right now or the state of Israel is doing right now in Palestine. Now this second part is where you now have to give a little bit more context into what's going on between the state of Israel and Palestine, because Palestine does not belong to the Palestinians, right? Or the land of Gaza, or whatever they are calling it. That land belongs to the children of Israel, that is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And Benjamin Netanyahu and his people have already oppressed us, and taken us out of that house a long time ago, going back all the way to 70 AD, which is of course all set up by the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, through his left hand Esau Edom. So the blame is still on Esau, because the Most High will still get you devils for that. Now Micah 2 verse 2, and they covered fields and take them by violence. and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Right, and that's like I said, what these devils are doing right now, okay? Especially against you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Let me get this next precept. So now, this is the book of Revelation 13, and I'll start from verse 11. And I beheld another beast come out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. Right, and the breakdown is that this is representing Esau's beast system, right, and how um it is ruled and governed, right, using the two-party democratic system. And the funny thing is that if you go to anywhere, most of the world is using that same two-party system. In America, Babylon the Great is the Republicans and Democrats. In US, the UK is the Tories and the Labour Party, right? The Tories and the Labour. Here in Nigeria, it's PDP and APC, right? You have a two-party system in which you have only you have a two-party system which represents the two horns, because that's where all the power, that's the parties that hold all the power, or at least the most power in each country, right, where either of their candidates are guaranteed to get the majority of the vote in order to get in office. So now Revelation basically just that, and then he's speaking as a dragon. Now refers to the legislation that is being put out by these parties and their elected candidates, right? Whenever you get a president in office, they always push out all these draconian legislations that ultimately benefit the elites of Esau Edom, often always at the detriment of the people in which the democratic system was meant to serve. After all, it's not supposed to be a party or a system, for the people, by the people, of the people. But yet the people are the ones that are suffering from that system the most, right? Because once again, Esau cannot set up a righteous system. Esau cannot set up a righteous rulership. Esau cannot set up a righteous and sincere rulership. And when I mean righteous, I don't just mean following the law and keeping the laws, the statutes and the commandments, which is of course very important, right? Cannot be stressed enough. What I mean by righteous is I mean a system that works and does exactly what it's supposed to do on paper, right? I can think of any institution, any infrastructure that Esau set up, right? The police serve and protect, when in all actuality they are just slave catchers, The legal system, same thing, right? Insurance is supposed to protect you from. You see what's going on right now in Babylon the Great with Luigi Mangione and the insurance system, how it's been exposed. And this is how Esau's system is set up ultimately. It is set up to serve the purpose of those that made it, of the elites of Esau Edom, or the elites in charge of that institution, right? Same thing with the education system. You think it's about actually teaching you people anything? Of course it's not. It's all set up in order to enrich the principal, right, and the board of directors of the school. That's what these education systems are set up for, and to push Esau Edom's agenda on the whole world. And that's ultimately how these devils operate. And that is why you see so much corruption in every single part of Esau's kingdom. This place is completely destroyed, man. Completely corrupted. That's why the Messiah has to come and has to come and lay destruction upon this wicked ass place. Man, I'm tired of this wicked ass place, It's a new year, I'm very tired of this shit. And that just goes to show you the kind of place that we're living in anyway. But let me get this precept that I actually wanted to bring out. And this is going into this corruption, because, even receiving gifts, right? Because that's the thing that you go into the if you actually watch the documentary, the usual questions they ask is, okay, he wasn't receiving actual bribes, but he was receiving bribes in the form of gifts, right? Or like somebody gives him a nice watch, right? Or some expensive cigars, right? That's basically what they were asking, that did you receive these kind of gifts from these individuals in order to do certain things for them once you get into office? Because that's how it works in politics, right? All these people that are putting money into various political candidates campaigns, they aren't doing it out of the kindness of their hearts. You give a little to get, you give a little to get a little. That's basically what they are trying to do. So now this is the book of Exodus 23 verse 8. And thou shalt take no gifts, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. Right? Because a gift is basically, especially in Esau Edom's kingdom, right? A gift is basically a bribe. After all, it's not written that for the good all things are made for good, but for the wicked, let me get that precept. All things are turned into evil, right? So even something that is as good, as innocent as a gift in Esau's system becomes something that is made based in wickedness. Let's get the book of Ecclesiasticus, yeah, Ecclesiasticus 39. And I believe that's where that precept is at. Here it is. Ecclesiasticus 39 verse 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, it is. Ecclesiasticus 39 verse 27. All things are for good to the goodly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil. Right. And that is right. And whatever Esau puts his hand on becomes corrupted and evil. Okay. So it is no longer serving the original purpose that was meant to serve, right? That was set up by the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because this is how Esau operates. He turns everything to wickedness. He turns everything upside down. And that's why the scriptures, calls Esau out on this on many occasions, right? When the scripture says that he has changed the law, let's get that precept. That is in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 24, let's get that precept. Right? He has polluted the world. That's why you have these heavy levels of pollution all over the earth, right? Microplastics, that is still a thing. That did not go anywhere. There's still microplastics in the brain, microplastics in your nutsack, microplastics in every single part of your body, in your bloodstream, everything. So now Isaiah 24 verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. And Esau has turned everything upside down. He has turned this whole kingdom, this whole world on its head. And that is why and basically this is just to say that there is no righteousness in this kingdom, right? There is no good in this kingdom anymore. Esau has turned everything to wickedness, turned everything to evil. So with that, I'll end the video right there. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakakwadash, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom.